Hello, everybody. This is Victor here from Trend Following Trading for Beginners, and here's my weekly update on my sample trading portfolio coming up next. Hello there. Okay, it's been a busy week, especially Friday, and American stock market basically, I think Dow Jones gone up by 300 plus points because U.S. non-farm payroll suddenly came above market expectation, a lot more than before, and revised the previous month as well, and everybody just cheers it up. Also, this is the last non-farm payroll for 2019 as well, so it looks like the market somehow is making up for lost ground and just end up, the Dow Jones went up 300 points and all the other major index was going up. But only a few days before, they was like going down big time because President Donald Trump said, we can wait to sign any Chinese deal with the Chinese after the election next year. If that's the case, then there's no hurry. So the whole market gone down. So you can see how volatile it is. Last week, and also I said before, last couple of weeks as well. Amazon has been doing a sideways, and suddenly, I think last week I said watch out for Amazon. It's showing some funny chart configuration. This up and down wheel track line, which I also mentioned in my Facebook page, and basically right off the bat, I think on Monday it just comes straight back down, and even on Friday when the price, the general market's up, quite a lot, especially Dow Jones 300 points, and you can still see Amazon is not making haze while the sun is shining, just sideways, only up a little bit, I think. So it's relatively scary from my point of view, because when everybody think the market is going up, a major share in the Nasdaq is basically telling another story, just like McDonald's as well. So something very odd happening. That the major company that you think actually have the pulse of the U.S. market is not doing its job, but the stock market is still going up, but more like a general market is relatively, it's not as buoyant as the main index make you to believe, and it's just something to think about. So next is this other thing is coffee. I've been looking at it last couple of months. It's basically having a very, very good uptrend. Basically, had done a very good comeback. So I think it's about $124 at the moment or something. That was quite good. And U.S. president's impeachment, of course, is continuing, and then President of the United States went to basically UK and then to NATO, having a meeting there, having a spat with France. It's quite public. And then obviously, I think that's a trick as far as I'm concerned, because of the impeachment going on and the Chinese deal is not happening, and just having a go at each other, try to make some other headlines to cover what things that's not happening properly. About a trade talk, though, just read this morning on BBC News about China export falls due to U.S. trade war, and the thing here is, it mentions here that while the trade war is going on, the U.S. manufacturers, they go out around the world to source the material. They will have, not just go to China, they go to Southeast Asia, and may move the factory somewhere else or something, go some other place to get away from the trade tariff, so to speak. And this, the conversation going in that web page in BBC basically is quite interesting, is that even when US and China reach a deal, both the American and the Chinese buyers will have gone to another place. So American have gone to most likely to Vietnam, Taiwan, and Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, those kind of places to source the what they need. And then the Chinese who have gone for agricultural things go to Brazil, Argentina, Europe, and maybe Russia, other places. So even when the deal happens between the two countries, between the U.S. and China, when all the tariffs gone, the makeup of how each of these two big giant countries source the product from each other will have changed. Be spread around different places. So in a way, so when the deal is signed, okay, there might not be tariffs between the two countries, but the trade will be basically spread around different places. And as far as Americans concerned, the imports, it just moved from being all from China, or mostly from China, to a spread of countries into Southeast Asia, and same as China. Instead of importing things from or selling things directly to America, it would just gone to other countries as well. So who's going to win at the end of the day? When China and US sign the deal, you think that Chinese is still going to be buying so much agricultural products, like what Donald Trump was saying, buying 40 billion or 50 billion when they're only buying about 16 or 19 billion at the moment, when Chinese doing that at the moment, or before the tariff comes in. And then telling, that's Donald Trump telling the agricultural sector to go out and buy some more tractor, buy some more land, get ready for the Chinese purchase. It's just a lot of blue sky, a lot of force, basically, telling people what's happening when Donald Trump and the Chinese haven't signed anything. And they're already playing the trumpet to say how great whatever deals Donald Trump's going to sign. And you can see how much, BS in the words that, the Donald Trump is saying. I mean, for me, being Chinese as well, listening a lot of Chinese commentary from Hong Kong mostly, people are basically saying it's just like Donald Trump is showing himself as a very, good businessman in a way, where to use his strength, where to back off and kind of things to get the best deal, and but unfortunately, whatever business dealing he has, the business skills he has, is no longer one business playing with another business, trying to work, take advantage of each other. Now it's coming to a political world field between two major countries. It's no longer just a company against another company. The type of things that he's doing now, it might not work. And as far as I'm concerned, this is what I believe as well, as much as the Chinese in Southeast Asia are saying, is who blinked first? Who is keep on saying China want to sign the deal? It just makes you think, is it really China? China just keep quiet. All Chinese saying is, the Chinese government saying is, you want to sign a deal, fine, we have to be in a level playing field. We respect each other and treat each other, seem mutual respect. You don't just come over and basically say, okay, you do all this stuff, then I think about removing the tariffs. The China just say, no, if the American want to sign some deal, we can roll back the tariff together, partially, whatever, but we have to work with each other instead of just one country saying, I got more power on top of the other. That kind of thing. So at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to sign much of a deal, Definitely not by December. And probably next couple of years will take some time, There's a lot of hoo-ha, some sudden ups and some up and downs, in next couple of years while both countries try to hammer something. But, this got to whack the market. Market sometimes go to the moon. There's no signing a deal between these two countries, and boom, just like stock market cover about a week ago, and the market said go down 400-500 points in America. So it's got to be very volatile. And at the end of the day, who's going to win? Chinese is just going to continue to instead of export led, because they learned the lesson during 2007, 2008, when they most export to America, when the American economy tanked. They got nowhere to sell. They have to restructure themselves and all sorts of things. They now only export about 30% to America. Mostly is to other countries, and also quite big to internal consumption. So they import a lot more. because they have a very big middle class and import a lot more from other countries as well, as much as China as well. I mean, from US as well. So overall, I don't know who's going to win, but it's just like, all this political saying America's going to win and China's going to be, not going to win. I don't think so. I think both sides will get hurt quite badly. And at the end of the day, who lasts longer? It's very much, for me, it's very much like Rocky Balboa and Apollo fighting, Rocky 2. Who's got last man standing? It's going to win. At the moment, some will say it's American, some will say it's Chinese. I don't know. But it's definitely going to be bloody. Okay, move away from this subject. Of course, this week is my week because I'm based in UK. And Thursday, we're going to the poll. So overall, people are saying, okay, most likely the Conservatives going to have, better majority this time. It's going to win. But by how much, we don't quite know. But hopefully there's enough working majority for Boris Johnson's going to do his Brexit stuff. But who knows? So on Thursday, I'll be really busy watching. Probably not going to sleep at night. It's going to be quite volatile, especially on the forex market. So the British pound is something to watch out for. And okay, this is the next bit. A little bit different. Basically, something what I call it call for action. So you guys, if you have been on my podcast, probably have heard me talking about all sorts of different subjects about trend following. And you probably got the idea that now that I'm here to sort of, tell you how trend following is, how a trader, a part-time trader, type of problem they face, how they resolve it, how I see the market and what I do, how I follow my system and to make money out of the market, so to speak. So, but all here is what I'm trying to here to show you is how I work, how a trader actually work and what they face and how they overcome the problem. So just a bit of a call for action. If you are a trader or new to trading and you have a bit of a some issue or some thoughts or something that you want to talk about, and you have no way to talk to each other or want more information, just sort of bounce idea from each other, then you can email me or write to me at trendfollowingtradingacademy@gmail.com. trendfollowingtradingacademy@gmail.com. I'll put my email in the link. Basically, I just want to help you guys and see if you can lend a hand to how to resolve your trading issues. And who knows, if it's interesting enough, I'll put it together as a podcast and just explain how I feel, how I will resolve it if I'm in your shoes, kind of thing. Because I believe learning from each other's mistakes is the best way to learn. Not just from our own mistakes, our trading mistakes, but also from others' trading mistakes. And hopefully we will make less as we grow. So it's a challenge for both traders. Both our traders, and just want to make sure that we can sort of like share our winnings, our triumphs, as well as our failures, and how we sort of dig ourselves out of a hole, so to speak, our challenges. So don't be shy. If you've got any issues that you need to somebody give you a hand or just talk about things, then just email me and I see how I can help you, and who knows, I might put a podcast together just for you. So here comes this week's updates. Okay, first off the bat is Apple. Again, it's same as last week. It's across the board, all by short-term, medium, long-term. But what we've seen is last week, because of the sudden big jump down, basically movement in Dow Jones, Apple price have gone down and then suddenly have come back up now. I think bringing to new high. So there's some volatility here. Amazon, I said before, is doing funny things. In last week's short term is a buy. Now this week is a sell. Medium term is still neutral, and then long term from neutral last week now gone down to sell now. So this is what we see. It's more like the price is doing a channel trade, so it's going up and down, but it's just not making haze, moving up big time when the likes of Apple really putting up high and high and higher, and you got Dow Jones going high and high, and Amazon supposed to be a big boys on a Nasdaq index is doing sideways. So something to think about. Next is Austrian dollars against the USD. Short term is a buy, medium term is neutral, long term is a neutral. Again, there's some volatility here with the USD basically, and the short term have changed for the Australian dollar against USD from sell to buy. So that's basically American dollar is strengthening here, so you can buy more of US dollar, so to speak. And the other thing is next is Brent crude. Is basically a buy short term, medium term is also a buy, long term is neutral. Same as crude oil. Medium term is short term is a buy, medium term is neutral, and long term is neutral. So again, similar to Austrian dollars, it's just a lot of fluctuation. But we have the Saudis, floating the shares on the stock market, and I think it's 26 billions, whatever they're talking about. One of the biggest share offering this year around the world, and the Brent crude haven't gone down much, haven't gone up much either. So only like last couple of days it tried to move up, but with the backdrop of the world, so to speak, not making haze, that there's trade dispute, tariffs going around each other, also place from America, the Europe, the Chinese, to Canada, to Latin America, those kind of things. So the world economy is more or less slowing down. If it is slowing down, basically we're not going to see the oil is going to jump, even though if Saudi Arabia or the oil cartel is going to cut oil output, continue to reduce our output just to keep the price high. It's not going to do much effect. Overall, I'm not sure. Do you feel it in other countries? But in UK, the price of petrol has gone down a little bit. Not much, a few pennies, but it's significantly noticeable. So, with the backdrop, do you think crude oil will go up? I'm not sure, but the system is telling me to continue to buy, so I say, okay, I do that. And next is DAX, and this one is continue basically as before, bear buying, but then early this week is following the American indexes. So short term is a sell now, and I think on Tuesday it's changed its course, and medium term is neutral, and then long term is still a buy. So there's a bit of fluctuation here as well. Dow Jones, I said before, is up and down with the help of this big 300 plus push on Friday. Short term, medium term, long term all gone back to buy now. But as far as concerned, the short term is got to be quite a bit of volatility there. Medium, long term still a buy. FTSE, short term again has volatility here, from buy last week to sell this week. Medium term last week was a buy, this week is neutral, and also the long term last week was a buy, this week is a sell. So it's more or less like a channel trade again. It's just fluctuation. Up and down, and this is the worst time for trend following. If you're on FTSE, it's just not making haze if it's just continue going into the channel. That's just exactly what happened in trend following. I mean, when it's in a channel trade, it's very unlikely you're going to make much money or any money out of the market that way. This is why you need to don't just look at one market. If one market is doing a channel trade, just being side trade, and it's not moving up or down, trend following is useless. Then you just keep on getting stop out, what we call in the market, in the industry called a whipsaw. You just get stop out again and again and again. Every time you're losing a little bit, so your account is sort of dying with small little bites and by 1,000 cuts, so to speak. So this is why you need to spread your trading portfolio, to cover forex and commodities and other shares and other indices and stuff, to try to give you a more balanced, more diverse view, so that you overall you get a better result overall than just looking at one kind of market all the time. Next is gold. Continue just like silver is basically sell short term. Medium and long term is neutral, nothing much change here. Hang Seng Index, short term is a sell, medium term is a neutral, and long term is a sell. So this one again is a sideways trade, slightly up with this channels, but it's go up and down, not making major major up moves or down moves. Just a lot of the last 6 months, a lot of demonstration going on. I was quite surprised to me anyway, because the Hong Kong index, Hang Seng index is still very resilient, not gone down big time. I mean, you have rioting for 6 months in, I don't know, UK or maybe in America. You think the major index is going to hold? And it's very likely, it's gone down a bit, but it's not done much, like going down to the 20,000 level, still, 26,000 is similar level to American, to Dow Jones, even though you got 6 months rioting going on, so it's very resilient here. Next is NASDAQ. Short term is a sell now, just because of volatilities last week. Medium term and long term is still a buy. Nikkei all across the board is still a buy, but again, just like Apple, we've seen some volatility here on the short term, so it has been moved up and down a little bit recently. Silver, same as gold, short term is a sell, medium and long term is basically neutral, standard side. USD against the Chinese yuan, short term is a buy, medium term is changed from sell last week to neutral this week, and long term is still neutral. USD against Japanese yen, just on Friday, it's become a sell now, short term for a sell, long term is neutral, medium term is a buy. For British pounds against Japanese yen, and also British pound against US dollars is buy across the board, short, medium, and long term. But there's some volatility here, up and down, but overall it's still moving, in the right direction. The other thing I also noticed is last few days, I think on Wednesday onwards, suddenly there's a jump, and basically from a sort of like a channel trade for the past month or so, suddenly jump up to the next level a little bit. So it's gone up from like US dollars. The British pound against the US dollars, it was going from 181 on 1.28, 1.29 to 1.3, 1.31 now, and against the British pound against Japanese yen, it moved up a few yen as well. So it's gone up a little bit. So it's what I call another way of looking at it is something called a Davos box. If you have read about Davos trading, basically the way they do is basically is side trade, basically go up and down inside a box, the price moves up and down, and then suddenly it breaks above it. So it's more like a bigger system, and then you settle onto another box, so to speak. So continue going up. So it's a continuation movement. So it's sort of like another indicator for me I used to support the trend following mean system I have, and it's basically showing that the price of British pounds is strong. So if, and I really hope, that the Conservative continue to hold power, have a good working majority, they can just continue to move on with the Brexit rather than what we have last 2 years, like stuck in not going up, not going down. Are we gonna be remain inside of Europe, or are we out of Europe? I mean, it's been 2 years now. I think a lot of people in UK is just fed up. It's just like, do it one way or another. Either stay or get out. Don't just go. It is in between, so to speak. It's not good for any business in any countries if they face similar thing. So I hope this week on Thursday we will have some good outcome. Just by a few, but who knows? Something to watch out for is the market can do its own thing and just suddenly go hung parliament. You never know what people might vote. Remember U.S. Presidency last time they were electing, everybody was saying Hillary Clinton's gonna be elected, and what happened? Donald Trump comes in. You can never tell. I mean, we might have a Labour government or a Hung government, but if Labour or Hung parliament comes in, I don't think it'll be good for the pound, and it dropped quite significantly. So Thursday is gonna be a big night, and I definitely be watching. Next is Bitcoin. Nothing much to say. Similar to the last week is short term is sell, medium term is neutral, long term is a sell. So it's also I've seen a lot of news about people saying, Bitcoin, is it dead yet, or is it going back up or something? There's a lot of debate, but as far as my system is concerned, trend following system is concerned, it is dead in the water, it's in the bear phase, long term, short term, medium term is just neutral. But as far as I'm concerned, for anything that's very volatile like Bitcoin, you don't use medium or even short-term system. Just use a long-term, 50 days or 120 days moving average, and just watch it. Let the boys, bears and the bulls, just fight it out. You just basically, as a retail trader, sit back and relax and just watch the show, so to speak. And the show at the moment is saying it's a bear market. As far as concerned, if the price continue below both 50 days and 200-day moving average, I'll stay short or just don't even touch Bitcoin for now. So there's all these people say Bitcoin's going to 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, whatever. But from the market point of view, from the data I'm being shown and my system's telling me it's a bear market. So hopefully you guys can make some money there if you feel the other way. But for me anyway, I definitely staying out. So I hope you found this podcast useful, and here's the end of my update for this week. Speak to you later. Bye for now.